Hey, looks like we made it. Is that Shania Twain? Look how far we've come. Something, something. Hey, it's not a punk song. It's not a metal song. You know, I know a little bit. Actually, I do know. First of all, what's going on, everybody? It's Sunday night. We're back for our weekly communion. Thank you so very much for joining in. And yeah, I was, put it this way. I was doing a little bit of, I don't know if you'd call it boots on the ground research, but with the CW, the C Dubs, right? It's owned by Nexstar Media Group, and not too many people are keen on it. What's going on over there? But yeah, Nexstar is, they are revamping it and they want it to be profitable. They basically got the thing for free. We are going to talk about the dividend downgrade. I'm sure some of you could guess from the thumbnail, but yeah, check it out. We've been watching, so it's freemium on the CW. It's free. I got the app on the phone, but there's commercials on there. They're doing what they're doing, but they're getting advertising. That's how us as Nexstar Media shareholders get paid. But right there, the Go-Go's. I've been watching, I hope it doesn't start playing, this the Go-Go's documentary.
There's the new client in the boardroom.
Anyway, I've really been enjoying it, and fantastic. And they even got sports. Those of you that don't know, this is one of the things that Nexstar really wants to bring. And because the CW is a broadcast, it's all over the place, and Nexstar's the number one affiliate, but they got WWE next coming, obviously Live Golf, which I think joined with the PGA, right? But they're going to have the NASCAR Xfinity Cup Series, which is like the minor leagues, but college basketball, college football, ACC, stuff like that. So anyway, enough of that. So nice to see all you people in the house once again, and I just realized I didn't light my candle, so maybe, I don't know if we need to, well, let's just light, whatever, you guys can, I'm so sorry, but, yeah, you don't need to see, we're going to talk about something what do you want? What? No, I'm lighting it. Thank you for the offer. My wife so graciously offered to light the candle for me, but anyway, so. Okay, now we're back. Come on, baby, light my candle. I don't know. It doesn't have the same ring, Shamir, but, we'll accept it. Maybe Weird Al can do a song like that. Is he still around? I miss Weird Al. Okay, so what do you get when you fill a barrel full of white people? You get a Cracker Barrel, yeah? So, I know, terrible, right? But Cracker Barrel, yeah, exactly, Tim. Yeah, I was talking about, I didn't want to make it too obvious, but similar enough. So they did get a dividend downgrade, and yeah, oh, what's up, man? What's up, Kevin Burgess in the house? So I am going to run through the little schlemazel, Haas and Fair Incorporated. My God, it's been a long time. I used to know the Laverne and Shirley song as a kid. I forget the name of the brewery now. Man, there's only just so much storage space up here, right? And eventually things have to get purged, kind of like a computer. When it says, like, on my phone, you can't fit anything else on here. Get rid of stuff. Well, I guess that's just one of the things I got rid of. Anyway, so let's run through the little spiel here for the old Cracker Barrel. So poor Cracker Barrel. They were downgraded from 40 unsafe to 20 very unsafe by the good fine folks at simplysafedividends.com. And I'm going to run through, I'm going to scroll through. Anybody wants to pause this and read and zoom in, whatever, we'll just kind of skim through it. But they say that the cost of dining out is 5% more expensive than it was a year ago. I believe it. Have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel? Because I haven't. I've driven by them plenty, but I've never set foot inside of a Cracker Barrel. So many lower to middle income consumers, their wages aren't keeping up, so they're not going. McDonald's said that lower income consumers are shifting away from restaurants to grocery stores. Why? Well, inflation. You know, some people aren't that good with their money, but we're good. But that's, you know, we're a small segment of the population here, us that are good with their money. And that is, it says that, let's see, high gas prices, 40% of the restaurant's patrons are road trippers, which I do believe, because most of 80% of Cracker Barrel restaurants are strategically located along interstate highways to cater to travelers. So they got rising labor costs, and it is just caused their payout ratio to jump, their earnings payout ratio over 100%. We'll spin through their numbers in a minute. The last time it exceeded it was 100% in 2020, when the restaurants couldn't have dine-in service. Kind of threw a little wrench in that Cracker Barrel. But anyway, their in-store gift shops generate 20% of sales. I don't know what they're selling in there. I didn't do that big of a deep dive. So they also have a new CEO, which is growth oriented. Obviously, as we always say around here, the first order of business for any business is its own survival. And if the dividend is threatening its long-term viability and survival, that thing's going to get axed. So they think that it wouldn't be out of the question if they reduce the dividend 40 to 50%. And then they kind of wrap it up by saying that the economic pressures are lasting longer than anticipated. And their new CEO, it's unpredictable. We don't know what he's going to do, but their dividend coverage is strained. So they moved it to very unsafe. And they suggest if you own Cracker Barrel, or if they did, they would consider rolling it into Texas Roadhouse, which we know has been on a tear and has a much better balance sheet, or McDonald's. So then let's go to Cracker Barrel. CrackerBarrel.com. What's that? You don't have to be lonely at farmersonly.com. Shout out if you're long, farmersonly.com. I'm on the sidelines. Yeah, I haven't been on a date since, no, I should know that, November of 2000. Good thing my wife went back upstairs. Okay, anyway, we'll just buzz through this real quick here. Dividend growth, it's been flat, and we'll show you why with good reason. Yeah, they did. So they cut it pretty deep. That was a pretty deep cut coming because they had to suspend everything from the pandemic, and then they shot it right back up to a little bit above where it was pre-pandemic. But yeah, it's been frozen. That dividend is not going anywhere. The current yield, they say, looks speculative, 75% above the 5-year average for the old Cracker Barrel, and we're down to $65 a share when it was as high as $120. Couple quick metrics, and then we're done, and I'm popping back to you. I want to know what you guys are buying, what you're doing. What are you looking at buying this week? Yeah, this is no bueno. The free cash flow payout ratio, right? Remember, the dividend is paid out of the free cash flow. So it went up to 113%, 93 and 23, last 12 months, 141%. And they're projecting, they don't know the next 12 months because, hey, newsflash, as of the recording of this video, we're not aware of anybody that knows the future. So that is a guess. But if that's true, yikes, look out. A couple more numbers here. Yeah, free cash flow, that's not what you want to see. Currently down to $3.70, which is a shade above where it was in 2014. This is all just, you know, they did pop up big in sales when everybody started spending once again. They do only have 22 million shares outstanding, but yeah, sales is just, it's nothing crazy, right? 2.68 billion in 2014, 3.43 billion. So, I mean, it's just slowly been churning upwards. And yeah, all their margins just took a nosedive. So they had really nice margins up until COVID just completely obliterated their margins and sent them going in the wrong direction. And net debt up to 72%, which is almost the highest that it has been in a long time. It was 74% net debt to capital. And anyway, yucky interest coverage ratio. Well, we don't have to talk about that, but unless you really want to. Oh, and then the last thing, the intrinsic value. Went over to Alpha Spread. I stopped. If you guys can do this, go to alphaspread.com. Just a best guess. Remember, the intrinsic value, again, nobody knows. It's just a range. But up here, you can see where it says free plan. I stopped paying for the service. But every week, they'll give you 3 free plans per email address. If you have like 10 email addresses, hey, that's it's a little workaround. But anyway, they give intrinsic value of $117.47 on the base case and $99. So they're saying it could be undervalued. Maybe. Who knows? That's their using discounted cash flow analysis. So there you go. Alphaspread.com if you ever wanted to pop on and check that over. And I'm going to check you over. So yeah, Steve, what's up, man? I see you with your BLX. Look at this. Look at you guys here. Beautiful people of the YouTube interwebs. So what have you been buying? What are you doing? Would you ever buy Cracker Barrel? Have you ever been to a Cracker Barrel? Oh, you love the restaurant, hate the stock. Why? What's so good about Cracker Barrel? What would make me want to go to Cracker Barrel? I'm honestly saying I don't know because I've never felt that draw. Maybe because I'm not a senior citizen yet. I guess that's a little bit of a dig at the old Cracker Barrel. And look at this. A lot of you are loving the Cracker Barrel, but not the stock. I don't know why. I would much rather go to, drop a few bucks at the old S-Bucks there, right? Don't worry, it's just water. It ain't pink drink. Pink drink? Yeah, McDonald's calls out they raise prices too much. Hey, McDonald's is an interesting one. I'd like to buy more, but I still think it's a little overvalued. But, we talked about that with the price anchoring. We have to realize, and it's just so silly that, I still am stubborn about this. Businesses increase in value, hopefully, if they're doing things right over time. So if a business is increasing in value, they're buying back shares, more people are going to want them, right? So it's just like that ultimate supply. It's scarcity, and you're going to have to pay up for it. Man, a lot of you guys liking Cracker Barrel. What is the... I'm going to get caught up here. I need to know. Bill Hope's Texas Roadhouse, right? Dividendology was big on Texas Roadhouse. We could look at them in a minute, but they are solid. From everything I saw, their balance sheet is very nice. And I believe I've been to a Texas Roadhouse a long time ago. I guess I just don't eat out that much. Look at my guy Dresh. They sell a lot. Do they really? So Costco, by the way, I know that's kind of related. Costco is in Anchorage, Alaska. So shout out if you're up that way. They're opening again, sometimes the brain just goes way too fast for the mouth, and that's what you get. You get words that are incomplete, words that are jumbled together. Sometimes we get words that just plain don't exist, but we roll with it here. We're making time. So they sell appliances and furniture. Costco is going to. They're kind of testing it out. They're going to open up a store like that in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then maybe other places. But did you know Costco has a coffin? They sell coffins. So that's, I was surprised at that. I didn't realize Costco sold coffins. I would demand them. I'm like, look, I need to try out this coffin to make sure it's, nice and roomy and spacious enough. But so do they really sell rocking chairs? That's crazy. Who's buying a rocking chair from Cracker Barrel? I don't know. Maybe there's a rocking chair channel here on YouTube that we can ask that. Okay, Throwback Toys merchandise sold there. Oh, Zagnut bar. Okay, I know that. That's a candy. Yeah, I don't know, man. From what it looks like, them, Leggett and Platt are probably two that are getting ripe ready for a dividend cut. What's up, Michael Broom? Thank you for popping onto the channel. Doesn't matter if you're good with money or not. If you sit here and say you have felt the price of food, utilities, yeah, that's a good point. And I agree. We've felt it, and I've spent, I guess we adjust in ways. It's kind of hard to cut back on food but I guess we probably haven't gone out as much as we usually do. Oh my goodness, speaking of price inflation and things, apparently I'm living way in the past with cars because we're looking at a car. My 16-year-old has her license started. We want to give our 2011 GMC Acadia to the kids. It's like 157,000 miles on it, but it's really starting to turn into a dang money pit. It's really turning into a black hole that we just keep throwing money at. But anyway, so we're looking at a car for us, an SUV. We want to keep it under 5 years, right around 5 years old, 2019, maybe a 2020. And oh my God, I can't believe that for she's looking at a Volkswagen Atlas and I think Ford Explorers, but man, like 50, 60,000 miles on it for a 2019, 2020. We're looking at 25, 28K. And I'm just like, oh my God, it hurts. It hurts so bad. But fun fact, we'll talk about that later. I may be selling our PepsiCo position when the time comes, just because it's easy. I've been trying to have I don't know, come to Jesus thought about it, moment about it. And if I have to pick one position, it would probably be AT&T, Leggett and Platt. But because we have those 100 shares of PepsiCo, I mean, that's 17 grand, right? It's $770, right? So that right there is 17 grand. That's going to pay for most of a car. And it's like answering those questions. I mean, would I rather have those shares or like we need a car? Like we absolutely need a new car. So, but the growth vector, and I'd love to know what you guys think. That I don't know. I've been thinking about it. I love the company. They're stable, but as far as, growth of the business, I don't know where that's going to come from. So let's see. Here we go. Now I asked what you guys bought. Timmy, what's up, man? He took FedEx. Oh, your FedEx took a nice pop. Yeah, they had some earnings, an earnings beat. Very nice. Matt, you're still buying the Petrobras down there in Brazil, right? Government owned. And ARLP. I don't know ARLP. Shamir, oh, you know what? I'd love to know your guys' thought on this too with Starbucks. So we saw that the U.S. has, and this is a macroeconomic thing, but trying to figure out when macroeconomics could affect things that we're buying and doing. We know the rate cuts, when those rates start getting consistently cut, probably going to be a big tailwind for the REITs, right? Because when the rates went up, risk-free yields, so people that weren't really that concerned about the principal growing, started pulling money out of the REITs, out of utilities, some of the consumer staples, just buying the treasuries. But when that is not really that much of an option anymore, I think we'll start seeing money come back into the REITs. They'll probably start going up. So yeah, anyway, with the troops on the Taiwanese border, right? Or yeah, or no, it wasn't Taiwan. Taiwan's oh boy, my geography is here. It's not Taiwan's an island, right? But I must have missed that. Somebody correct me. I thought I read that we have U.S. troops, it's been confirmed, are on the Chinese border. Is that right? So either way, that could be it could be a problem. If China decided to invade Taiwan, I think they would get the sanction treatment like we did to Russia. I'm guessing here, just, wild speculation that they would probably confiscate Starbucks assets, right? Because Starbucks has been going heavy into China. So I would think that will just immediately become property of the government and just, sorry, Starbucks, it's our land, your property's on, it's now our property. So that is one thing that maybe is weighing Starbucks price down. So that's something to consider, and I'd love to know what you guys think. Steve, yeah, BLX, let me get out of the way right now because I would probably forget if we don't. So Steve, one of our longtime listeners, wants to look at BLX, and we will do that for you, my friend. I took a peek at BLX earlier, and it is Banco Latino, I can't do it. And I even speak some Spanish. So, Banco Latinoamericano de Comercio Exterior. And they pay an almost 7% dividend yield. So it's specialized finance way down there in Latin America and the Caribbean. So it's banking. They're headquartered in Panama City. Panama. Panama. 25% dividend growth. So they have had a couple cuts, looks like whenever there's a big event, right? So it looks here in the great financial collapse, crisis, whatever they cut. Then they cut COVID. So that's something to be aware of. But yeah, big raise, huge raise from 25 cents. From $1 to $2. My math tells me that's what, 100% raise? I hope. Hey, I'm Cook County educated. I'm allowed to make mistakes if the math is bad and doesn't check out. Don't take my word for it. But anyway, earnings payout ratio is low for a bank. We look at the earnings payout ratio. So here you go, Steve. You can, if you want to pause the video and look at any of the 10-year numbers here in the nice little bar charts. They actually bought back some shares. So honestly, as I'm thinking about this, ROE looks good. Net debt's not, it's a bank, but I guess it looks okay. But my thought is just, I don't know enough about Latin America, geopolitical risk, I don't know, economic instability, things going on there. I'm just not that in tune with it. And I don't know, I guess I would rather take my chances with a regional bank in the United States, because at least I kind of understand that a little bit more. So, I hope that helps you. Look up Conagra and KMI. I'll do that for last one, John. I'll do it for you. I'll do those real quick. We won't go running through, but we'll just get you the score. So, CAG, that's Conagra, right? And KMI, is that Kinder Morgan? I think it's Kinder Morgan. Let me hide your comment there. What's up, Dividend Dude? I see you there. We're going to go take a peek at this for Mr. Jan. Mr. Yanye. See, I'm goofing around. I forgot. Conagra. Here you go, John. I'll just give you the little half part of the card here. 41 borderline safe. Take that for what you will from Simply Safe. And KMI is Kinder Morgan. There we go. Oil and... Nope, there we go. That's what I want to do. Oil and gas storage and transportation. 61 safe. Now, I've seen their pipes. So there you go, 61. So if you're just going off that, I know you can't compare Kinder Morgan to Conagra, but Kinder Morgan would be a little bit... I think you might get a K1. I think that's a partnership. Nope, they're qualified dividends. Okay, that's even better. So that's actually a big bonus, I think, to not have to worry about, like a master limited partnership where, what do we say? You're the partner, and you get a K1 for being the partner because they're they're sharing the profits with you, not as one of the partners. But so, Dresh, you love the all-day breakfast. Way to go, man. Shout out to anybody in Ireland that eats the black pudding. Nobody told me what that was when we were there until after I ate it. Who doesn't like some blood cooked with their oatmeal? Not my thing, but hey, you know what? I thought black pudding... Dude, that sounds like Guinness to me. Looks like Guinness. That's the same color. Not Guinness. Jim, what's up, man? Nice. Thank you for responding to the newsletter. I always look forward to it. I do appreciate it. And yeah, in this one, I had a little bit of fun. We called Warren Buffett a freaking liar. So when I leave and come home every day in my garage, I took a picture of it. It says, if you don't find a way to work... Sorry, I'm looking at this. I got my phone going. I see I got a commercial. If you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work until you die, is the quote that Warren Buffett says. But I called BS on him because I was like, well, Warren's 93. And he looks to me like he's working until he's going to die. But honestly, the takeaway is no, he's not working. He retired in 1969, about 55 years ago, when he wound down Buffett Partnership Limited, BPL, wound it down, gave everyone their money back, and retired, and then did what he did to become, grow Berkshire. Excuse me. I got to get better with that. So he's, tap dances his way to work is what he says. And I think it's true. I've known a lot of people, well, depends on how you want to quantify a lot, but I've known more than 2 people that retired from something and not to something, meaning that they retired, but their identity, their structure, their habits, their routine, everything was at what they retired from and not going to something. So personally, I'm building something to retire to, and I hope that it, sticks through. I hope it works out. Bubble Chaser. Hey, Bubble Chaser. Been a minute. You bought SCHD, McDonald's, and Vici. Or as Darth Dividend says, Wiki, I think is how the Romans would pronounce it. Hey, sorry if I'm not up on how these Romans are speaking. I'm out here in Chicago. I'm thinking about the Bears. They taking Caleb Williams, number 1. They got rid of Justin Fields, sent him all the way out there to Steelhead Land in Pittsburgh. But hey, it's okay. I'm going to get some deep dish pizza from Giordano's or Lou Malnati's. And, Cubs are coming on. We got baseball starting. So what did any of that have to do with it? Do you see, people, how quickly we can slide away from you saying Vici to me telling you in a deep dish thick Chicago accent that I'm eating some Lou Malnati's. But that's a lie. Everybody knows Gino's East is the best deep dish pizza. My wife will attest to that and punch you in the mouth if you don't think so. Okay, I got to get caught up on you guys here. So I do apologize if I'm going to spin right by you looking for interesting. Yeah, so more of you. Michael's saying comfort food at Cracker Barrel. Breakfast for lunch are quite a bit. All right. Yeah, you can. You can buy more stocks if you stop wasting money at Starbucks. But hey, sometimes it makes people happy to go to Starbucks. So you got to do those things that make you a little bit happy. Ednice Augustine added more FXAIX. That is a Fidelity mutual fund, correct? So I think the key there, the telltale is when there's an X on the end of it. I believe that's always a mutual fund, right? Iron Mountain, I think Iron Mountain's run up a bit. I know I took a peek at them a while ago and I didn't really like it, but yeah, they've had, I don't know why. I haven't really dug into them. If anybody in the chat knows why they've been, blowing up, let me know. I see their trucks on the expressway though. Cracker Barrel's tasty. Love the restaurant, not the style. Yeah, man, I'm so surprised at how many of you go to Cracker Barrel. And Fast Eddie, we love you. Don't worry about being late. That's what the replay's for, Thankfully, this is recorded, not going out into the ether, never to be seen or heard from again. And a review of upcoming Dividend King stocks. I could. There's, 60 some of them? So it's not that often, but... Oh, wait. Oh, I got you. I thought you meant dividend when they go in ex-dividend. Okay, Trivon, you're talking about ones that are going to be Dividend Kings. Yeah, that could be interesting. And honestly, it's a moniker. It's a name that's given them. And yeah, it's your big solid businesses. But truth be told, some of these Dividend Kings, and I'm looking at you, I can't think of it. It's right here. It's right by me in Downers Grove, their world headquarters. They make refrigeration stuff. They're like one of the longest. See my brain stalling. They're like, it's like, just stall them, keep talking. I'll think it. It's like somebody mad looking through files trying to get the right one. And I still can't get it. It's, they don't grow their dividend a lot. It's really, really small. It's going to kill me. Somebody tell me, you know who I'm thinking of. Dividend King headquartered in Downers Grove. They're right off of I-88. and I see the building and the name, and I always think like, there goes a dividend king that I won't invest in because growth is slowed down. The dividend growth is non-existent. It's literally fractions of an increase every year just to keep that. But I think they may be the longest dividend, or they have the longest track record as of dividend kings. VUG, I don't remember them too much. So I don't know but most Vanguard products are they're solid. Frank sees more people scale down to Taco Bell. Hey, you do what you got to do, and it's the competition. I mean, sorry, you can, you do this. You can tell me looking through these comments, trying to talk to you, and I clicked on the wrong. I clicked on the wrong one. Tim says Pep is better than Marlboro. Yeah, I mean, I would agree, at least for probably all around. But when you say Marlboro, I mean, I don't know. Are you talking the businesses, or are you just meaning like a can of Pepsi versus a Marlboro cigarette? Because that would definitely change things. Is this FXAIX? This is not the one that has a 0% expense ratio, is it? Is this the total market with 0%? That they did? I don't know. Arbor Realty Corp. This is the mortgage REIT, right? Yeah. So I looked at them a little bit. So mortgage REITs for me go into the too hard pile. I don't really understand them, but I will say, if you go to CE, well, I'll show you guys here. We'll work through this exercise, Mr. My Dividend Dude. You can go to this website called, we'll start here. We'll rob off of this screen from the CW. The C-dubs. It's CEO-buys.com. So CEObuys.com. And they're going to want you to subscribe. So you can look by the stock or just scroll to the bottom. And if you hit browse all buys, they'll just show you in order. But they want you to pay money to get the email and text notifications and advanced filters and blah, blah, blah. But this one's good enough. So was it ABR, right? Arbor. So there we go. Ivan Kaufman, their CEO, I think this is a tad bit bigger for all y'all, has been buying shares 4 months, 5 months ago. So he was buying at $12, pretty much in the $12 range, and then $11.98. So their CEO feels it was a good buy there, and he was increasing his share count. You can see 3.6 million, 3.6, increased it by almost 1% that last time. So this is an interesting site. And then there is another one. It is insiderbuyingselling.com, which can't be reached. We don't know why. Try it one more time. Fun of live. There you go. I don't know what happened there, but so insiderbuyingselling.com, kind of the same thing, but this will show you TMC Metals, the chief ocean scientist, sold 64,000 shares of TMC. But yeah, it's a little bit more, it's for everything. And this at least shows you. So the thing with CEO buys, I forgot to tell you guys, is that CEO buys is just when CEOs buy with their own money, not the business's money, not stock options, nothing like that. They're buying for their own personal holdings, where at least with this, you can put in the ticker and let's have some fun. We were talking, here, let's keep it going with CBRL, with Cracker Barrel, see what they've been doing. Not much. 9/21/23. President and CEO. There you go. So their CEO, Sandra Cochran, which is probably the old one, right? Sold 24,000 shares, but let me see Pep. My good old Pep. Not a lot. So there's not been a lot going on, and I don't know how far back they go, but anyway, so there you go. There's a, you can click latest buying once we close this ad. I know somebody would say, where's the ad blocker? So you can also do this one, latest buying. There you go. You can see who's been buying what, but maybe it gives you some ideas, maybe not. Anyway, 2 ideas for you there. CEObuys.com. Yeah. Nice. So you, Mr. Yolivera, sold Pepsi around 187. Yeah, and I was just holding. I didn't really care. I was just holding. Took the profits, bought 250 shares of Realty Income. And wait, 200? Are we in the same 200 club? Because I have 200 shares of Realty Income. Steve says, to read How to Retire Before Mom and Dad by Rob Berger. Don't sell Pepsi to buy a car. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'll do that, but I'm thinking of it. Like I said, and this is why I love talking to all of you, because it's something we are seriously considering doing. But I don't know. I guess, it's all going to be dependent on the terms of a finance to finance it, what the terms are. But I swear my wife said that it was like 9 or 10% financing. And I don't want to pay that. I just want to buy it. And then the plan was to whatever we pull. So theoretically, say I was to take $17,000 to buy it, put it toward the car, then I was going to create a spreadsheet of bi-monthly. So, twice a month, putting money in until it's all paid back. And yeah, it's going to take a little while, but just kind of creating our own thing. So it would be kind of like loaning the money to ourselves, if that makes sense. So the money's going to come back. It just won't be there for the time being. And, if it's a 9% or 10%, whatever she said it was, interest on the loan, that means I would have to beat that, right? With those PepsiCo shares. Then if I could do better than 10%, right? So that's stuff to figure out, but I like that, man. Thanks for that. So we'll talk it over. Kevin Burgess, dude, I hope to catch you tomorrow night. It's been a little bit crazy for me, and I did do the live stream I was prepping for last Monday. So, you're still buying NextEra Energy and APD. Yeah. APD's come back up. That's one I probably should have gotten, but it's more in my wheelhouse. You guys know I'm work service, do a lot of welding, torches. So oxygen, acetylene, I use industrial gases, propane, things like that. So APD is definitely something I understand. And yeah, it would be interesting to, we'll see. It's probably still in a good place. I did not know that, Shamir, that there's so many vids on Arbor and Agree. Wait, no, I thought you meant Agree Realty. Okay, you don't mean Agree, which I did buy 7 shares of Agree Realty this week. There we go. Thank you, Matt. I know this. It's a minute here. I get behind on these, but the U.S. is using the Philippines as a proxy against China. Yeah, and I just think that could complicate things. And I don't know if that's what the market is thinking, right? The market is always forward looking, 6 months out, kind of not too far, but I think that's what I've heard. It's about 6 months ish that the market looks forward. And for Starbucks, that they've been kind of lagging and dragging behind the market. Now, I wonder if that's what it is, that there might be some concern that China, we become embroiled in some sort of a prolonged conflict, maybe a proxy war. I hope not with China, but that could definitely, I don't know offhand what the percentage of revenue is that Starbucks brings in from China, but yeah, they could lose that revenue and all those assets could just be gone. So that's definitely something to think of. Michael, oh nice, you bought when did your voice get high? I don't know, I got excited because I used to have a Dodge Ram. Fun fact, Rusty Ram 78 is my Twitter handle because all those years ago when I set up Twitter, I don't know, it was like 2011 now or something, I had a Dodge Ram, right? So my name is Russ, some people call me Rusty, so Rusty Ram, the year I was born, 78. That's where that came from, and I've never changed it. But 16K, how many miles were on that, Michael? I need to know that. Yes, Darth, what's up, man? Darth and I were talking about another, what were we talking about? We were going to do a collab or talk about something with, you didn't like, SCHD because you had better dividend growth stocks, or I don't remember what it was that what you said, but yeah, I like to hear it. I thank you guys for sharing that, and we'll see. But it's also something I've been thinking about. What do you guys think as the business, though? Do you think there's a lot of growth vector on it? I mean, I don't know. I think it's going to be a lumbering giant. I don't think it's going to do like a Chipotle, which, by the way, is going to split 50 for 1. What a massive stock split. Talk about a business that has just done so very well. I mean, that should help improve liquidity. It should really fire up the options market when you have, I don't know what it is. So I think it was around $2,500 a share, right? Chipotle. So just divide it by 50, and that's what, it's roughly going to be. I don't know the date when they're going to do that split, but that's like Chipotle. I think they still have room to grow, but I don't know. Pepsi's gone through a bunch of price raises, and they're kind of getting to the problem like Warren and Berkshire talk about, is that you get so big at some point, it's so hard to have the growth that you used to have, because it's really hard to move the needle. So it doesn't mean it's a bad company, but I think we should just temper down our expectations for growth, right? Let's see. What do you guys... Oh, what did you buy, Shamir? Please tell us what you bought. I brought it upstairs. I'm probably a quarter of the way into the almanac. Poor Charlie's almanac. I like that. James, so you've been buying Pepsi and J&J and VTI, which, by the way, we did start that Roth IRA for my wife, and $50 a week goes into, I wish we could have it at Schwab, but as far as I'm aware, Schwab still doesn't have fractional ETF shares that you can buy and buy them automatically. So what do you mean? Oh, the news, dude, you are right, Trevon. Okay, Trevon, I'm going to get caught up on no, I'm going to do it. You're right, Trevon. So I know some of you, I'm a little bit behind you guys, but there wasn't a lot of news. Great call. I was like, the new Russ. What's the new Russ? I don't want to be a new Russ. I like being me, baby. All right, we go to latest. And for those of you that may be new, Simply Safe has some news stories every week, little things they do, and we're starting here because this was the first one. So again, I'm going to go through pretty dang quick here. Care Trust, this is in Dartsfield. CTRE, healthcare REIT raised their dividend 3.6%, 4.84% yield. Skilled nursing REIT, kind of like Omega Health, Omega Healthcare, OHI. JP Morgan, ticker JP, you guys know them, raised their dividend 9.5%. That's their 15th straight annual raise. But interestingly, they get a safety score of 60, borderline safe, 2.34% yield. Business I've never heard of, Compass Minerals, which is a diversified metals and mining business, was downgraded from 50 to 40. Annaly Capital, unsafe. Rita Morva on Seeking Alpha did a really interesting study where I think he went back to I want to say, so this is 96. It might have been when Annaly was founded. He either did the late 90s or real early, right around the turn of the millennium. And he charted if you would put, maybe it was like 10K into Annaly Capital and Intel, reinvesting all the dividends, and even without dividends reinvested, that you would still be higher than Intel as of, this was maybe about a year ago. So that was really interesting. But anyway, so I just think they're too hard. I don't mess around with mortgage REITs. FMC, Fertilizer and Agricultural Chemical Company, downgraded from 60 to 50. There's our Cracker Barrel, which we talked about, the whole genesis of this video. A couple more. Amgen, they reaffirmed their safety score of 74 safe. Canadian Natural, that sounds like a beer to me. I thought it was a good name for a beer, but it's an oil and gas exploration and production company. So, it just sounds so good. crack open a can of Canadian Natural. 70 safe, CNQ. And then Unilever, if you don't know, if you like Ben & Jerry's, Magnums, and Walls, they're going to be spinning off their ice cream business. I think it's going to happen next year. Early next year, I believe, was the thing. So they kind of want to realign the business. There's been some friction between Ben & Jerry's. I think they have their own board. They want to do their own more liberal things. And then Unilever's management. So it's you know, it wasn't a marriage made in heaven, and they're going to go their separate ways. But they think logistically it will be better not having to deal with the ice cream, and they can unlock value for the ice cream business and for Unilever. So there you go. That's a little bit of news. Let me know if you guys own, and I am going to just... there we go. Thank you, James. Thank you for sharing that. That Iron Mountain has tripled because of their move into cloud. Yeah, talked about it on the podcast. There's going to be such a demand for energy between, all the semiconductors, EV, AI, our HVAC units, crypto mining, just almost anywhere you look. And the thing is that data centers, where's the energy going to come from to support them? And we want to be clean and green. I understand that. But when you have wind and solar, that's intermittent, and we need these things to be up 24/7, 365. This boat I was on here was a nuclear powered vessel. I'm mostly okay from it. I've been okay, but we refuels. It only needs to be refueled. I think it was every 10 or 12 years. I don't remember the exact time frame of that, but I think nuclear is clearly the clean and green. There's been a few issues sometimes. Nothing's foolproof, but there you go. We always joke about this with Darth, is that he loves ConAgra and Iron Mountain. I always say, look, don't tell me what Darth owns. Tell me what Darth doesn't own. Then we'll talk. McDonald's, there you go. They are about to become a dividend king, and they'll make it easily. They will easily make it. Tim correcting me that FZROX is the perfect fee-free total market index. Okay, so that is the equivalent of, I'm guessing, VTI. Is it the total investable U.S. market? So VTI has a 0.03% expense ratio, right? And FZROX is 0. Interesting. That's something I'll have to look at. And yeah, we'll have you on again, buddy. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm sorry, I saw Kitten. I'm like, wait a minute. What the hell's going on here? Yeah. Okay, good. So FXAIX is an S&P 500 index fund available to Fidelity users at a really low expense ratio. Okay, good. All right. Yeah, and that's interesting. Yeah, now that we have Fidelity, it makes me wonder. Maybe I should swap out of VTI into, if I can put that in the Roth. I don't know. I'd have to look at that. I don't know if that goes in the Roth. I don't know. Anyway, there you go. So thank you, John, for the assist. It is indeed Dover, and I just couldn't think of it. So Dover is a dividend king that has very slow and low. Here, I'll show you guys. You don't believe me? Well, they always say, don't tell them, show them. So we'll show you Dover. So yeah, people might be like, oh, they're a dividend king. We got to buy this dividend king. But yeah, while it's at 89, very safe. We'll just buzz down to their, look at the dividend growth. I mean, okay, 7% 20-year CAGR, but 1% the last 5, 1%. It's just small raises as of late. 68 years of dividend growth. But there you go, 49.5 cents to 50 cents to 50.5 cents to 51. They're just going to keep raising that dividend half a penny, and their payout ratio is probably low, although their share price is up. Yeah, it's just low. Like they don't care. They're just 25% free cash flow payout ratio, and they probably don't even have a lot of debt. Shares outstanding and down to 141 million, and yeah, debt's low. They just don't care. And what do they do again? Refrigeration equipment. I think they make like the coolers. So when you go into a, convenience store looking for, I mean, they do a lot of things, but I know this is riveting to look at this, right? Yeah, headquartered in Downers Grove, Illinois. Anyway, I remember reading once that they make like the door. I think the doors or the coolers, something like that. Look at this. I almost got caught up to you guys. Yeah, that's right. Darth, that is one of your big positions with ABR. I'm assuming you meant to say you love them and not you move them. Maybe they move you, emotionally. But yeah, so I don't know if you saw that. I showed everybody where the CEO, Ivan Kaufman, was buying. And you got to love that. You got to love that when a share price, because they were hit with a short report. And, speaking of, I should have put this in the show notes. Speaking of nice. What's up? Got Ryan making the turkey burgers. I will be seeing this guy in less than 2 weeks now. But let me see. I texted myself the link. I don't know if I can put it up. So it was on the Bear Cave. Here, I can pull this up actually. Look at me go. So for those of you that are buying Hershey's, this was interesting, and I don't know what to make of it yet, but there was a short report put out, and I'll drop this in a minute here in the I'll just copy it right now, and then I'll put it when I come back. But yeah, Hershey's, it's all about Mr. Beast and his Feastables. So this is the Bear Cave. It's short report kind of stuff, and it was a really, really long write-up with links and Mr. Beast, how he wants to take down Hershey, and just anyway. So if you're interested in reading this, I'm gonna stop sharing it. I'll put it in the show notes when we're done. But put that there now. So yeah, if you're a Hershey investor, sometimes the short reports kind of blow things out of proportion to try and tear the stock price down because they're short. But still, I think shorts serve a very good purpose, that they're trying to do the work and find things that are wrong with businesses, things that are bad with businesses. And it can help us that are long, right? We don't have to be short, but we can read the short report and see if there's any credibility to it. And it may affect our thesis for investing in the business. So if you're long Hershey, I would say at least read through it. You've got to at least read through that and see what you think. See what you think. Nice. Yeah, a lot of you guys are saying I should not sell the Pepsi shares. So we will. Yeah, and again, Frank, that was just her doing some Googling. So it may change. We may just finance it right off the bat and then see where things land. And, especially if there's, I'm going to try and get like a 3-month 0% or something to do that. Give me 3 months to figure it out, what I want to do. But, we'll see. We'll see. Rob Berger. I don't know that name. I don't know why. Oh, is that about ABR, right? You were talking about him with ABR? Or no, the book. Email me or text me that book. I'll go back through. Something about mom and dad. How to retire before mom and dad, right? I have a lot of books. I have a book list, like 30 books on there, a nice little spreadsheet. And APD versus Lind. I think Lind is a little bit more solid. I kind of looked and compared these. Honestly, none of them just like really floored me and grabbed me. But you may not have missed APD. Yeah, you may have missed the lows. I kind of regret not buying Dollar General. All right, I got to get you guys here. I got to get caught up. All right, Michael, you're born in 1977. Beautiful. You are older than me. No. Yes. What did I tell you? Cook County education. You see how I just, they teach me these things, and it's when you realize you're pretty darn smart when you know that 78 is bigger than 77. So that's my, all right, nice. Michael, you bought a Ram that had 75,000 miles. That's not bad at all, man. I like that. Ah, dealership in the wealthy area of town. Okay. I might have to look at that. Yeah, I might actually look at Chipotle too. So I'm going to look into that business a little more. At Nice, very, very nice idea there. Could be good. All right. I'm sorry I'm blowing by some of you guys. Yeah, Dan, excuse me, Dividend, dude. You would say they're overpriced. I don't know. They're doing the, what's it called? The Chipotle lane, right? The drive-through lanes. And I think that they can start expanding into breakfast, right? Breakfast burritos and things like that. Oh no, I was going to say, all right, we're not even going to put that up, Fast Daddy, that you're shopping obituaries for cars. Yeah, good point. Thank you for saying that before me. Is that, I don't know if I still have it. Let me see, everybody, if I still have my, I got rid of the pizza slide. So imagine a pizza. If you have a pizza cut into 8 pieces and then you cut all those 8 pieces in half, right? You're going to have 16 pieces, but the pizza is still the same size. It didn't change. Same thing with a stock split. There's just more pieces. The business is the same. So they're not adding additional shares. They're just chopping up each share into 50 pieces. So that's why it's not going to affect the valuation when the split occurs. Now, afterward, yes, things will happen. People could come in. A lot of investors will say, and no offense, if you don't know, you don't know, but a lot of people will say, oh my God, Chipotle was like $2,500 yesterday. It's $50 today. Buying spree. And they don't realize that the valuation is exactly the same. Nothing changed with the business. Yes, of course, for you I will, Mr. Ryan Williams with your turkey burgers. Let's pull up Yum Brands. So, fun fact on Yum. Yum was spun out of PepsiCo. I wonder if it'll say that. So Yum Brands, 1.97% yield, borderline safe, 50 score. And they do have KFC, Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, the Habit Burger and Grill. So they were known as Tricon. So here's the story. Yum Brands was spun out of PepsiCo as Tricon, and then they changed their name in May of 2002. But here's the kicker, is that part of the agreement of the spin out was that PepsiCo has a lifetime contract with Pizza Hut, Taco Bell, and KFC to sell Pepsi products. So that is why you will only ever see PepsiCo products in those 3 places, and pretty smart on PepsiCo's part to keep that channel open, right? So yeah, nice dividend growth for Yum Brands. Yeah, and that's a good one, right? Shamir, I think you just talked about Taco Bell being cheaper, or offering more cost-effective meals, but going ex-dividend May 28th. So yeah, nice dividend growth that they had. Yield is a little bit above. So, Ryan and I talk about this. Like, look at the growth. Yes, it's under 2%, but 6% 10-year CAGR. I mean, 10% last 5, so 11% they're growing it. And let's just, we'll breeze through this really quick. Again, pause the video and go back if you want to study these or however you want to do it. It's your life, boss. We all live in. It's your world, boss. We all live in it. But 48%, so really low free cash flow payout. I love that. Just been coming way down. Yeah, free cash flow per share up. So Ryan, that's smart, man. That might be some good growth vectors, especially with Taco Bell. So yeah, total sales, you'd like to see a little more. You don't like seeing that dip, because if you look 10 years ago, 6.59 billion and 7.08 billion now. So they haven't even gone up more than, but their shares outstanding, 285. They're buying back shares. It's actually not bad. Yeah, nice return on invested capital. Return on equity, because they probably pay out so much in buybacks and dividends, so it's a negative. Not necessarily a bad thing. Starbucks has negative return on equity as well. Wow, dude. Yeah, really nice margins. I haven't looked at this business in quite some time. Yeah, and apparently this shows that they have no net debt, although that could be wrong. We always need to fact check. This is a third-party site. I'd like to see that interest coverage a little bit higher. So there you go. $136 a share is, oh, let me see if they're at a high. Probably. Yeah, 136 where they were as high as 142. So, dude, that looks really nice. There you go. Very, very nice. Oh, damn right. Yeah, that's on my list at Hoopla about Munger. Yeah, I want that. I've read A Making of American Capitalist. I've read Snowball. I wish I had I paid up for the Audible. That one, sometimes with the way my life goes, it's a lot harder for me to sit and read a book, but I spend a lot of time working by myself. So I always have, earbuds in, and then I drive a lot. So a lot of time to listen to podcasts. Yes. Yes, I need a sip of water here. That is true. Subway ditched Coke for Pepsi at their restaurants. That is going to be a little bit nice. Dover is an elevator company, but it's a different Dover. So there's Dover and there's Otis. And I know those two because I tried to get a job at both of them because I worked on weapons elevators on an aircraft carrier when I was a young man. I'm still a young man. I like when Charlie jokes in the later years, he'd said, oh, to be 90 again. Yeah, Otis. No, Dover is. Yeah, Dover is. And Otis, by the way, that was spun out of, right, Raytheon Technologies, RTX, I think. So they spun out Carrier, HVAC, and then Otis. Those are two separate businesses. And then I think Raytheon is still there. Oh, that'd be gross, dude. You figured Subways in Canada would have Molson. Subway and Molson beer. It might not be that bad. Anyway, all right. I'm so sorry I got so behind you guys. Yeah, this was bad. This was bad. I'm just catching up here. So I'm so glad you guys are thankful and understanding. And yeah, I got to get better on this. Ryan and I text behind the scenes, and I always tell him that I got to get much better. Kevin, I implore all of you tomorrow night, if you're not doing anything, jump on Kevin's stream, because if you want to see somebody that's real bad, Kevin is terrible. He wants to give everybody a 15-minute answer, which is how I feel. But, hey, we live and we learn, we grow, and we go onward and upward from here. And thank you for telling us, Michael, that yes, Otis and Carrier was spun out of United Technologies, not, what did I say? Raytheon Technologies. UTX was the old ticker. RTX is the new ticker, I believe. So take that with you with. And Andres, I will say that Texas Roadhouse is very solid, very good balance sheet, and I don't really see much wrong why you wouldn't invest in them. So anyway, just my thought about it. And dude, all of you, I really do appreciate you stepping on by. You know me, that I'm a kid of the 80s. I love my 80s, and I have a very special place for the music I'm about to play next. It is Pee Wee Herman from Pee Wee's Playhouse. I absolutely have fond memories of this, so I thank you all for coming, and I hope to see you again next time.